This video is only concerned with setting up the timing and installing the belt. If you'd like information or a video on the teardown, I'm posting that at the end, a link at the end of this video, along with some others that might also be helpful for you. Thanks for watching.
This lower idler pulley, 31. Foot-pounds. Okay, putting this idler pulley in. And remember, we're going to hold it down before we put the belt on. So we're going to pin this down. We'll get a pry bar in there and pin that down. We're not going to torque it till later. So make sure this hole here and this little tick mark are lined up on the cam. So with a small Allen in there, you can kind of feel that little indentation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little paint mark right here, because they did have a raised knob on here. I'm going to put a paint mark on there now, on this plate. And over here on the crank, there's a little raised portion here. It's very, very small.
Zooming this up, man, it's still hard to see. So we'll take off the sprocket. Now you can see the little knob on there, which lines up with this little V-shaped indentation on the crank sprocket. And again, I'm going to put some paint on that little indentation there to make it easier to see when we line it up. We're putting this back on now. Notice it's just to the left of the keyway, that little indentation on the sprocket. And there they are lined up.
Okay, so just keeping it nice and taut on this side. You don't want any slack whatsoever.
Wedging something under the crank can be helpful in holding it.
Let's work it around. And up and over. Okay, when everything is nice and taut, keep it that way and then loosen your tensioner. Let it come all the way up. And then we'll double check it again. Okay, our timing mark here is still good. And we're still good up here. The cam. Okay, when you put this on, the cupped or bowed side faces out.
Okay, before we mount this, let's take a look at this little mark here. That's 45 degrees before top dead center. I made it white. And that is going to line up after 1 3/4 turns of the crankshaft pulley with the tick mark on the harmonic balancer, at which point you will torque that tension pulley to 31 foot-pounds.
So with those screws back in, the cover back on, let's put the harmonic balancer back in place. Timing mark is still lined up. Okay, get the pulley bolt back in. So now we'll run it through 1 7/8 revolutions, stopping at this mark here on the timing cover that's 45 degrees before the 0 point, the top dead center point.
Okay, I'll speed this up so I don't put you to sleep.
Okay, we just passed 1. So at that point, where those 2 lines mark, where they line up, torque the tension roller to 31 foot-pounds. This one right here. Okay, we're set for 31 foot-pounds. There it is.
Okay, we're done. Run that engine through a couple of revolutions by hand to make sure everything's right. And here are some links to some other work that I've done, including the teardown, the water pump, oil seals, and then reassembly. Thanks again.